The Bold and the Beautiful, Monday. September 29th episode recap. Betrayals, brawls, and bombshells rock Los Angeles. Monday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful isn't just drama. It's a full-blown emotional detonation. Everything explodes at once: relationships, rivalries, secrets. No one's safe, no one's quiet, and no one's getting out clean. At II Giardino, the air is thick with tension as Lee Finnegan storms in to confront Sheila Sharp, still rattled by the madness that spiraled from Luna Nozawa's supposed innocent mistake. Lee's voice cuts through the restaurant's hum like a blade. To her, this entire situation has become nothing less than a waking nightmare. The lies, the manipulation, the consequences, and it all circles back to Sheila. Sheila listens with a cold, calculated calm, but behind her eyes is fear. Not just for Luna, not just for the chaos unraveling across Los Angeles. No, she's afraid for her own marriage. Her own grip on the life she's fought to claw back. She knows what she's done. She knows she kept Luna's survival a secret. She knows she's knee-deep in Will Spencer's schemes. And now, Deacon Sharp, her husband, her supposed partner, is disgusted with her. Sheila doesn't sugarcoat it for Lee. She tells her straight, Deacon's fury isn't just surface level. He's torn apart by the betrayal, the deception. He's started to question whether believing in Sheila's change was just him fooling himself. The woman he married, the woman he thought could become something better, is crumbling before his eyes. And it might be too late to save what's left. Meanwhile, back in Taylor Hayes' office, Deacon is pacing like a man trying to outwalk regret. His hands are in his pockets, his jaw tight. His thoughts spiral. Sheila promised change, promised redemption. But with every new revelation, she slips further back into the woman everyone warned him about. Has he been blind? Stupid? Desperate? Taylor doesn't judge, at least, not openly. Her own tangled past with Sheila gives her plenty of reason to speak from experience. But she treads carefully. She offers clarity instead of condemnation. She tells Deacon that sometimes the people we want to change are already too far gone. That sometimes, love makes us see what we want to see, not what's real. Still, there's a spark of warmth between them. A flicker. Taylor's concern doesn't feel clinical. It's genuine. She listens when Deacon unpacks the truth about Luna. About the lies. About Sheila's manipulations. And in that moment, something begins to shift. Maybe it's trust. Maybe it's chemistry. Maybe it's both. But the door to something deeper between them opens, and neither one of them tries to close it. Across town, at the Spencer estate, the temperature rises from simmer to boil. Luna Nozawa stands her ground like she owns the room, head high, hand on her belly. She's pregnant, and she swears the baby is Will Spencer's. The words drop like a bomb, and the fallout is instant. Electra Forrester has had enough. Her patience, what little was left, snaps like glass. Luna's smirk, her attitude, the arrogance of acting like she's untouchable, it's too much. Electra clenches her fists, her entire body trembling with fury. Then she moves. The punch lands hard. Clean. Luna goes down. Gasps erupt. Katie Logan stands frozen, eyes wide, hand to her mouth. Will Spencer doesn't say a word. He doesn't move. And Bill Spencer, who's seen more drama than most, doesn't step in. He watches. Not with approval, but with understanding. Electra didn't just lash out for herself. She struck for all of them, for everyone Luna has dragged through the mud. And Luna? She's stunned. On the floor. The fall hurts, but the look in her eyes says it's her pride that's bruised the worst. She thought she held the power. She thought the pregnancy was her shield. But Electra just shattered that illusion in a single, brutal second. Electra doesn't apologize. She doesn't backtrack. She's done being polite. She's done pretending. I'm not letting you destroy this family, she snaps, chest heaving. Not again. Katie, still stunned, finds her voice but not her anger. Because deep down, even she understands why Electra exploded. Luna has a history, wreckage trailing behind her like a storm. And this time, she's dragged Will into it all over again. There's only so much forgiveness to go around, and Luna's run out of credit. The room is fractured. The silence is loud. Will is stuck between denial and damage control. Bill knows this fight is far from over. Katie's torn. And Electra? She's not backing down. Not anymore. Back at II Giardino, Sheila stares into her wineglass like it holds the answers she's desperate for. Lee's words echo. You've turned this into a nightmare. But what really haunts her is the truth she won't say out loud. She's the architect of her own ruin. Sheila's confession isn't dramatic. It's quiet, almost small, but chilling. She says it to herself more than to Lee. Maybe I haven't changed. Maybe I don't want to. And in that moment, it's clear, Sheila's more dangerous now than ever. Not because she's hiding her darkness, but because she's starting to embrace it again. At Taylor's office, Deacon looks up from his thoughts and into Taylor's eyes. He doesn't say it, but the feeling is there, he's alone. And she's the first person who hasn't made him feel like a fool. Taylor reaches out, just briefly, just enough. "You're not crazy," she says. "You just loved the wrong version of her." That line sticks with him. That truth sticks with him. And maybe it's the beginning of something new. As night falls over Los Angeles, the pieces are in motion. Relationships crack. Loyalties shift. Anger simmers. And Electra Forrester walks out of the Spencer estate with her head high and her heart set. She's not playing nice anymore. Luna sits in silence, cradling her bruised ego and her unborn child, unsure whether she still holds any power, or whether Electra just took it all back. Sheila? She's plotting. And Deacon? He's unraveling. The Monday, September 29th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful doesn't just push the story forward. It rips the lid off. And what's inside is ugly, raw, and real. This war is far from over. In fact, it's only just begun. The Bold and the Beautiful. Taylor Hayes strikes back, the storm after the calm in the twisting corridors of The Bold and the Beautiful. Peace never lasts long. And this week, the storm comes in the shape of Taylor Hayes, who's about to shed her poise and patience and go full throttle into a spiral of heartbreak, betrayal, and cold-blooded revenge. After years of emotional tug-of-war, Ridge Forrester has once again chosen Brooke Logan, reigniting one of daytime television's most enduring rivalries. But this time, Taylor isn't staying quiet. This time, she's leaving, and she's not leaving alone. As the week begins, Taylor is seen packing her bags, moving out of the home she shared with Ridge. At first glance, she seems calm, collected, even. She offers a few polite nods and forced smiles. Maybe even a rehearsed, "I wish you two the best," but anyone who knows Taylor knows this calm is a mask. Beneath it is a woman who's been burned too many times, a woman who's had enough. She's not defeated. She's detonating. For weeks, Taylor had stood by, watching Ridge bounce between Brooke and herself like a man allergic to commitment. But now, the man she believed was finally hers has turned his back once again. Ridge and Brooke's sudden marriage has stunned everyone. But Taylor's silence has been even more shocking. Until now. Because that silence is about to break, and when it does, everything changes. Taylor is about to retaliate, and not with subtle manipulation or passive-aggressive digs. No, this time she's going for the jugular. And sources inside B&B reveal she's dusting off an old strategy. One that nearly worked once before. Seduction by proxy. Years ago, Taylor tried to use Deacon Sharp to tempt Brooke into cheating. It was dirty, it was bold, and it almost worked. Now, history might be repeating itself. But Taylor has a new weapon in her arsenal. One that no one saw coming. One that could crack Ridge in half from the inside. Enter Nick Marone. That's right, Captain Nick Marone, Ridge's longtime rival and ex-husband to both Brooke and Taylor, is rumored to be on his way back to Los Angeles. After a disaster of a vacation in Naples, Nick is sailing straight into the eye of a storm. What he doesn't know yet is that he's about to be used as a pawn in Taylor's war. Once Nick steps back into town, it's only a matter of time before the past resurfaces. Because no matter how much time has passed, Nick and Brooke's chemistry still simmers. And Nick and Taylor's history still cuts deep. He was the man caught between them, the man who couldn't stay loyal to either. And now, Taylor intends to reignite that triangle, with herself holding the match. The plan is simple. Lure Nick into Brooke's orbit. Make him irresistible again. And watch the old flame burn. Brooke may be married to Ridge, but loyalty has never been her strong suit. And Taylor is betting she won't resist temptation for long. All it takes is a glance, a memory, a kiss. If Brooke cheats, Ridge walks. And Taylor wins. But Taylor's plan may not be purely tactical. There's genuine unresolved emotion between her and Nick, too. Their marriage didn't end in flames. It fizzled, unfinished, hanging in the air like a sentence never spoken. So as much as Taylor may want to use him, part of her wonders what if it's not just revenge? What if this is her second chance? As the week unfolds, whispers begin. Taylor is seen texting someone in secret, her expressions unreadable. Ridge, busy basking in his honeymoon phase with Brooke, remains oblivious. Brooke, on the other hand, starts to feel the tension. Old photos resurface. Nick's name comes up at Forrester. And Taylor? She's already orchestrating the next move. If Nick does return, and all signs point to yes, he'll walk straight into a chessboard. And Taylor holds the queen. Meanwhile, Ridge's marriage to Brooke is already on unstable ground. Despite their shared vows, Ridge can't shake the feeling that he married her out of jealousy. Watching her flirt with his half-brother. He wanted to reclaim her before someone else could, but did he ever really let go of Taylor? And when Taylor's name starts popping up again, When she shows up with Nick on her arm, Ridge might begin to question everything. Taylor's plan is dangerous. It's messy, it's personal, but it's also brilliant. She's no longer the woman who waits in the wings. She's stepping into the spotlight with claws sharpened and a strategy that cuts deep. If she can't have Ridge, she'll ruin his happiness. And maybe, just maybe, she'll find her own in the process. The battlefield is set. On one side, Brooke and Ridge, back together but more fragile than ever. On the other, Taylor, jilted, humiliated, but refusing to stay down. With Nick Marone possibly joining the game, the balance could shift in seconds. There's no room for forgiveness. No space for calm. Just heartbreak, heat, and a hunger for payback. This is The Bold and the Beautiful. And Taylor Hayes has officially declared war.
Oh.